there's something very important. And what is it? This is paid from here. If the institution is the one that will pay, then it pays from here. As a rule, you'll pay from here. And if the institution is going to pay, it pays from here. And don't forget, if it's the institution or the college that's paying, when you register beforehand, you might be able to deduct and get your money back with your code. Okay, let's scroll down a bit. So now, Dr. Sammy, this is great for people testing online, not on paper, so they won't be correcting paper tests. Zipgrade is used for both, and we'll use it on paper and online. For those using it online, I copy this link and send it to the class or put it in Blackboard. I'll teach you how to put it in Blackboard, and the class can take the test from Blackboard on Zipgrade. I put this link for the class. This is the exam screen so that the class can test online. It can be used on paper and online. This is the link you see, the one I copied. This is the link the class can put in Blackboard or send it to them on WhatsApp. And from this screen, I provided this link for students. It's the exam interface for electronic testing. It can be used on paper or electronically. This is the link I copied. Students can add it to Blackboard or receive it via WhatsApp to access the test. We'll compare the right and left parts to understand the testing process. Excellent. Now, let's scroll down. Assume you created a paid account for a year. This account is free, and you can change your registered email anytime. Here's a button to change it after registration and payment. You can put this link in Blackboard for the student, or you can send it to them on WhatsApp. And from this interface, the student can enter the test. We'll see the difference between the part on the right and the part on the left, and we'll understand all of this and how the student tests. Okay? Excellent. After that, let's scroll down a bit. Let's assume you created an account, and it's a paid account, meaning it's for a year. This account I'm in is free, and if you want to change the email you registered with at any time, you can change it. Here's a button if you want to change it after you registered and paid the money, and if you want to use a different email. You created an account, and it's a paid account, meaning it's for a year. This account I'm in is free. And if you want to change the email you registered with at any time, you can change it. Here's a button if you want to change it after you registered and paid the money. And if you want to use a different email, this button, which is incredibly useful, really helps you a lot to change the email. Clear? It is indeed very nice and convenient. As previously mentioned, we said that it is important to note that this is indeed the email change we have been discussing, and we will proceed after that on this matter. The button that's yellow. All the other important buttons are green, except for these two other buttons. Focus with me. This button, which is disable signing, is about disabling synchronization, which means not syncing. Why do they make it yellow? They tell you that disabling synchronization on your account will result in losing all quiz data. Let me explain it to you quickly. Disabling synchronization means if you press this button, don't ever press this button. I advise you not to press it at all, whether you're on a free or paid account. Why? I'll tell you why they put this button here too. Because they say that disabling synchronization on your account. Disabling synchronization means not syncing. They tell you that disabling synchronization on your account will result in losing all quiz data. In short, disabling synchronization means if you press this button, don't ever press this button. Don't press it, free or paid. Why? I'll tell you why they put this button here too. Because they say that disabling synchronization on your account will lead to the removal of all test data, class data, student data, and the custom template from Zipgrade servers. So, if you stop synchronization, any tests you have saved on your device won't go to Zipgrade server. Disabling synchronization means if you press this button, don't press it again. Disabling synchronization removes all data from Zipgrade servers. If you stop synchronization, saved tests on your device won't upload to the server. But if you stop this and lose your phone, the tests are gone. Without synchronization, losing your phone means losing access to your test. With synchronization, you can retrieve them from the server anytime. It will lead to the removal of all test data, class data, student data, and the custom template from Zipgrade servers. So if you stop synchronization, any tests you have saved on your phone won't go to Zipgrade server. Keep in mind, I could log in from any device and access my test, but if you stop this and you have the test saved on your phone and then you lose your phone, that's it. The tests are gone. If you stop synchronization and your phone gets lost, you won't have access to your tests anymore. But if you keep synchronization on and your phone gets lost, you can still retrieve your test from the server. So I recommend not pressing this button. Just keep in mind, I could log in from any device and access my test from anywhere. But if you stop this and you have the test saved on your phone and then you lose your phone, that's it. The tests are gone. if you keep synchronization on and your phone gets lost, you can still retrieve your test from the server at any time. So I recommend not pressing this button. If you sell the device, you won't have any issues because all your tests are saved. That's why I recommend you don't press this button. If you don't simply press that button, all your data will stay on the servers. Okay? But if you press this specific button, then the test will only be on your mobile device. That I tell you. Running means a warning with chronic failure. For instance, you may not be able to recover the data on your device in case you lose your device. For example, if any error occurs, you won't be able to use the Zipgrade website. Tests I upload sync to Zipgrade. I find tests on my desk and at home if I avoid pressing that button. Avoid pressing it. Lastly, account deletion. If asked why the button exists, it has a purpose. If I drop my phone with tests and grades on it, I worry someone might access Zipgrade and alter tests or grades. I might stop syncing to prevent tampering. If my account is at risk due to negligence, like password exposure, avoid pressing that button unless necessary. Now, regarding account deletion, if someone asks, "Doctor, why was that button made?" I'd explain. Suppose I drop my phone with all my tests and student grades on it. I might worry someone could access the Zipgrade app, change tests, or alter grades. To prevent this, I might stop syncing to protect uploaded data. If my account is at risk, like someone knowing my password, I could delete the account. This is rare, and there haven't been issues. Zipgrade interface is straightforward. I hope everyone understands. Let's not take too long on this. We need to start the practical part. Is that clear? Press 1 if it is, or if you have questions, and I'll pass the mic to hear from you. I'm concerned about students' grades being accessed. Someone could open the Zipgrade app, change tests, or alter grades. To prevent this, I might stop syncing if my account is at risk, like someone knowing my password. We could delete the account from the app, though issues are rare. The Zipgrade interface is straightforward, and I hope it's clear. Let's not delay. We need to start the practical part. Is that clear? Press 1 if it is, or if you have questions. I'll pass the mic for any inquiries. Time is tight, and we need to explain everything. The mic is open for any topic. Let's start with God's blessing and dive into the serious stuff. We've explained the interface, logged in with the free account, and understood the difference between free and commercial accounts. We can delete the account from the Zipgrade app, though it's rare and without issues. The main interface is straightforward. Let's not take too long on this. We need to start the practical part. Is that clear? Press 1 if it is, or if you have questions. If there's any inquiry, please help me out today. I've opened the mic for anyone who wants to speak. All right, let's get started. We've explained the interface, logged in with the free account. The difference is minimal. Now let's move on to the practical part. One might say, Dr. Sami, you mentioned using Zipgrade on paper, and I've seen many doing so. If there's any inquiry, help me out today because time is tight and we need to explain every word. I've opened the mic for anyone who wants to speak about anything. Let's get started and dive into the serious stuff. We've explained the interface, logged in with the free account, and understood the difference between the free account and the commercial account. And we mentioned the difference is minimal. It's worth paying 27 reals for the whole year to get a lot of services I never dreamed of. Now, let's move on to the practical part of the app. One person might say, Dr. Sami, you told us at the beginning that I can use Zipgrade on paper, and I've seen many people using it. And we said the difference is minimal. It's not worth it. I can pay 27 reals or $7 for the whole year and get a lot of services that I never dreamed of. Now, let's get to the practical part. One person might say, Dr. Sami, you told us at the beginning that I can use Zipgrade on paper, and I've seen many people using it. And electronically. Show us the paper first. Sure, I'll show you the paper first. It's a very simple topic. If you have a test you've created on paper, let me give you an example. If you're creating a test, I was doing a test at first. Okay? This is the test. The students are still being tested today, and they haven't corrected it yet. I said, you're right. I'm with you today in the course. This is the test. The test, pay attention to me. So it's paper. You in the test. It's a regular test. I mean, it's you. Pay attention to me like this. Focus with me. This is a test. If you want to do it in Arabic, that's not a problem. There's no problem with the test being in Arabic. I don't have any knowledge of Arabic or English at all. Are you going to do the test in Arabic again? Welcome. Are you going to do it in English again? Welcome. You're writing your test on Word just like that. This is your test. You do it on Word. But after you do it on Word, you convert it to a, but that's what you should do. So that you don't come and what? Convert it to what? The simple thing, I did it on Word and converted it to PDF and put it on desktop. All right, that's it. I did the test. No, I don't need to keep raising questions one by one and waste time. No, I did the test. Here it is. Print this test by the number of students, that I'm going to test. I mean, if the time is up, you're going to do a paper test and the correct answers will be electronic. This is the very first thing. We're here to learn this first, and you have something else too. If you want to do an electronic test and the correct answers electronically. The first part I'll explain is if you want to do a paper test and take a sheet in your hand like this and go distribute it to the students, and the corrections will be electronic. All right. But there's something very important. Did you make a question paper? Oh, I need an answer sheet from Zipgrade. I need Zipgrade to create an answer sheet. We call it the sheet, which they refer to as the Bible sheet. Here, it's not called that. It has another name or something else. This is the sheet. I'll show it to you too. This is sheet. I need a question paper, and along with it, please kindly provide an answer sheet for the student to write their answers on.